Hey there, sexy souls. Hope everybody's doing well. I've got my coffee. It's nice and early. Birds are chirping. I'm loving it. Okay, so this one's gonna be, and I'm trying some new things out, and probably will create new playlists and everything else like that. But this is going to be a right here, right now. So like a snapshot, present moment message coming through type of thing. You know, which hopefully will focus on more tangible aspects of what's going on versus, you know, but I don't get to control spirit, all right? Like, I'm making an assumption here. I don't know which way this is gonna go. So, on that note, I do have my coffee, which even if it's not coffee and tarot, those are like some super deep dive ones. You may still see, okay? You may still see my little smorgasbord of all kinds of stuff on my desk. It's all good. The thing I was getting before I got on was this feeling of like sirens going and like, but you know, like sometimes you get that and people go, this is not a drill. Like I hear that a lot, and that's like not what this one's about. This feels like there's an emergent issue because I heard it's an emergency. It's an emergency. And I'm like, okie dokie. Now I don't want anybody to panic because everybody's take and, you know, on what is an emergency. You know, my child thinks certain things are an emergency, and it's like, okay, it's up to the interpretation. It doesn't mean something horrifically is about to happen to somebody. So I don't want you to jump the gun on anything like that. But someone's feeling like this is an emergency. And so we're going to tap in and find out what it is and what Spirit's got to say about it. So, alrighty. Okay. We're going to start off with the Fallen Angels Oracle. You know what? There's that little thing. Okay, sometimes the voice inside your head goes, are you recording? I'm like, am I? I don't know. That's usually my voice in the head, not Spirit. I'm just going to tell you. Because my ADHD, my brain knows my ADHD likes to do stuff and cause issues sometimes. So, all right, I'm hoping that you're going to see. I'm trying to make it so there's not a ton of shadows showing up. So I apologize if it, you know, but it is what it is. Okay, okay. Let's see. I see that steam coming up off of that cup of coffee. All right, what's going on? Ooh, okay. New chapter. Illusion. And we're going to get at least one more here. Oh, two. Okay. Like I said, I'm not in the driver's seat. Recuperation and empathy. Okay, let's get a quick little gander. We'll pull out the book real quick just to make sure. Obviously, this is a newer deck for those who've been following me. And so, you know, I still got to kind of like double check, okay? All right, so obviously with new chapter, this is just like change and transformation are in the air, and it's requiring people to be bold, is what the book says. Yeah, it's kind of like, it reminds me of the death card in the tarot, where it's like, obviously something else is closing out, and as a result, something new comes in. Okay. Just making sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, this card signals the need for setting your affairs in order, especially debts and outstanding grievances, and bracing yourself for a fresh approach to life. So it's kind of like, get your ducks in a row, get your shit together. because shit's about to pop off. That's what I'm taking from that one. Okay. Yeah, like I'm going to interpret it the way that we would understand this, you know? So Vipar, which is illusion, kind of like oversees the realm of the subconscious, right? Where any type of illusion, good or bad, where angels and demons alike can kind of like hide out, so to speak. It really speaks of making sure it's like fairness and modesty can help keep you from trouble. So it's almost like it's like steering clear of any grandiose ideas on how this new chapter is going to start, or like any grandiose goals that it's like unachievable in short, like based upon terms of like time and everything. And so it's like have reasonable expectations and approach it from a very paced, tempered lens, right? Like don't expect things to be handed on a silver platter, basically, okay? Like have a bit of a reality check in this new chapter, okay? And then we've got the empathy card. Peace and reconciliation can be achieved through understanding and the recognition of common humanity. So basically this angel is a great peacemaker. So it's about having grace is what I want to say in the face of a multitude of changes, right? Grace for others and grace for yourself. Yeah, having grace for yourself during this time. And then the recuperation, we're gonna see, I have no clue where this is going, guys. This card signals a period of rest and of calm reflection on your life so you can decide what direction to take. I feel like these two, like having grace on yourself and also a very, like a realistic idea of how things can move forward and not having over expectation of yourself is how you're meant to start this new chapter. So someone may be feeling like they're wanting or expecting more to be done or to be accomplished within a certain, like within a time frame than can be done. Or someone is upset at themselves, it feels like, for not having been able to accomplish something within a certain amount of time frame, and is feeling like maybe they feel kind of like that they fell to some sort of type of illusion of what was possible. And it's not so much that it's impossible, it's about how do I put this? The manner in which it's achieved and the time frame in which it's achieved, okay? And so they're asking you to kind of take this approach and rethink about your steps forward. Yeah. Just take this type of approach to figure out how to move forward. Okay. I get this sense and feeling like someone is just really upset with how, like, maybe they felt like they bought into something and like some type of belief or idea about how this transition into this new chapter would look. And so they're feeling kind of, I want to use very human terms. I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid for thinking that X, Y, and Z could be, like, this could happen now. Like, that this would be the thing. And it's like, well, it's not that it's not possible. It is the expectations you've placed on it, the capacity in which you thought, like, you imagined it to come in, and then your lack of involvement in that. I don't know where that part came from. So it's like, just, you know, I feel like saying, don't beat yourself up. How can you take your steps forward in a more practical, yet, you know, it's like you can combine both of those things. Practicality with lofty goals, with high expectations. Like, those things can, to a certain degree, meld together. But, you know, if you're putting yourself down and you're getting angry with yourself or anybody else involved in any kind of situation that hasn't panned out exactly how you thought, then you're not going to be able to figure out the best way forward. Okay. Okay, so why are we talking about this? Because it felt like, okay, Madame Endura's fortune telling cards. Something was very emergent. We've got choose your words carefully and you are destined to succeed. That was on the split. Choose how you frame this moment is what I want to say. Be careful of how you frame what's happening in this moment. Forces of nature favor you. Your secrets are safe. There's something you don't want some people to... it feels like a failure. I know that there's, like, people... We need to be careful of using that terminology, but something that someone feels like is embarrassing, a failure, like you don't want people to know. That's going to be... reckless actions lead to conflict, strength and wisdom. Darkness looms on the horizon. Okie dokie dokie dokie. I get the feeling that okay, I don't know why I'm itching. Again, like, I feel like saying be careful of how you're perceiving this situation. Don't make it more grandiose than what it really is. Be careful of how you choose to move forward. So maybe take a quick moment. Like, if you feel like something's emergent, you may, in haste, try to address the issue and actually just complicate and make it worse, right? And so if you're like... they're giving me the example of, like, somebody who needs money, and so they go out to, like, the payday loan places, but that only ends up putting them in a worse situation, right? Or it's like maybe that's what it is. Someone here is thinking that something's more of an emergency than what it really is. Like, that's where the empathy is at. You're really harsh on yourself because something has reached a point where you feel like it's an emergency and you're getting really upset because you allowed it to get to this point. And so you're trying to find a way to address it. And they're like, be careful. Like, first off, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, on the split, that's what it was. It was like, you know, you need to be careful of how you're framing this. This isn't as big of an issue as you think it is. You know, it's like things are going to resolve really well, very fast and easy, and you're over here acting like the world's coming down. And so because of that, how you address and respond to other people can be impacted. The impulsivity in which you make decisions or try to do certain things, which could actually counteract everything. And so they're like, maybe you need to take a moment, because that's what this recuperation card was about, and think before you actually take some actions about what's the best approach to this right now. Because over here, we've got forces of nature are actually in your favor. Like, things are here to help you out. Things are going to turn out better than you assume. And it's like, I don't know, there's this sense of like not showing your cards in this situation, but like somebody's in the energy of panic is what I want to say, or they're letting panic set in. And so it's literally like somebody doesn't want somebody to know that things they feel, or somebody doesn't want somebody to know what's going on inside their life. Period. It's the idea of nobody needs to know what's going on. Nobody needs to hear this. It's the idea that somehow it feels like it'll get worse if people know. Like, it'll only contribute to you spiraling out if people know. Like, this is the kind of thing where it's like, if people hear certain things, it's the I told you so's, it's the, I don't know, it just feels like everything's all good. It's better than you realize. And no, you don't have to tell anybody what's going on at this moment, but you might act impulsively and bring attention to yourself, and people are going to know, which really would, but you don't know how to address this. You're like, okay, so don't be reckless. Don't be reckless with your words. Don't be reckless with your actions. Yes, you're trying to figure out how to navigate whatever this is. It's not as bad as you think. There are forces that are acting in your favor right now, and it just requires strength. Like, when you feel like your life is going to hell in a handbasket or shit's blowing up, that's not the time to just allow that inner rage or that inner confusion to take hold and be the decision maker in what you're doing. We always know ego can overload the ass, is what I call it. And like, things come out the mouth, and it's like, insert foot. So it's kind of one of those situations where they're like, be really careful how you're approaching this. There's a new chapter, and it's like you want to set things up properly for this new chapter. And there's a level of chaos that is happening, okay? When certain things end, but other things haven't begun yet, it can leave you in a tizzy, all right? And you might either create illusions based upon your deepest fears, because the illusion card is all about your subconscious. And it's like, have a little grace for yourself in this period. Like, yes, this is tough to deal with. Don't act rash. Don't say anything rash. Okay, let's get some more on this, because I'm like, okie dokie. Don't act rash. Don't say anything rash. Night Sun Tarot. So what's going to happen with this emergent situation? This situation that someone feels is more dire than... Because we're talking about the snapshot of the here and now. Lord have mercy. Well, that's a nice card to come out. The Sun card. The Fool. Okay. Obviously, you don't see this. This is not your energy. Darkness looms on the horizon. This is not your energy. And because here's the thing, if you could see this in your environment, you wouldn't be in this type of energy. You wouldn't be feeling like this right now. So we've got the Sun. With the Fool card. Like, it's a promised, blessed, positive, and good new beginning. Now, how does this play in the here and now? Because we're talking about the snapshot, right? And so we ain't concerned with what's gonna happen. We're concerned with the here and now. And so, like, surely this is not in somebody's environment. Top. 9 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Like, you're going to get this. I feel like being in the Queen of Pentacles energy is what someone really wants. Being able to handle everything and having all the resources at their disposal to be able to handle everything, right? And so that's the wish. Okay. 7 of Pentacles. You're in the dark. The seed is about to pop through. Yeah, you're in the dark. We got the 5 of Pentacles. 3 of Wands. Oh shit, there's a whole book. Okay, let's just... Sorry if I bummed you. Oh man. Oh damn. Okay. I don't know where this is going, but we're about to get into this. All right, 7 of Pentacles is the whole, like, it hasn't popped through yet. Like, you may think that you're, like, again, kind of touching on the energy from yesterday's, where what you're not seeing, and, like, this is the sense of, like, shit is going to pop through. I still feel something going, what's that got to do with the right now, though? Maybe it does. Let's read through it, okay? Like, this new beginning, this positive, successful new beginning is happening. The path is going to be clear. You may be in the inner, and it's taking a lot of strength, because right now all you got is darkness. You're like, I see not shit, which is exactly what the 7 of Pentacles is. The seed is still underground, and it germinates, and it roots in, and it starts its process in the dark, right? And so somebody is like, because of this, is feeling massive lack. But what they're saying is, with the 7 of Pentacles, what's about to break ground is something comes in. So I'm just looking at the way that this person is, like, holding their hand out, almost as if ready to receive. Because you go from the 5 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles, right? And so somebody's like, this is all I've got. Whatever it is, I heard insufficient funds. Whatever it is, it's insufficient. Whatever you have right now, because it's insufficient, you feel like it's emergent. And whatever is about to come in, so you're in the dark right now. Like, it's just the promise that it's about to hit. And it's like, you're like, oh gosh, I can't. 3 of Wands, something's about to come through, something's about to come your way, okay? And then we've got the 9 of Pentacles, which is the level, like, so you're jumping from the 5 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles. When the 7 of Pentacles happens, it takes you from lack to more than enough. And then we have the King of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles. I'm gonna pull on that. Two of Cups. Wee doggy. And another book. Okie dokies. All right. Well, okay. Something comes in that has what it is that you need. That's the King of Cups. And it's a tangible solution is what I want to call it. Because we've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is something very tangible and solid, trustworthy. Not fly by the night. So it's like, it's not just a band-aid on the situation. It's a true solution, okay, is what I want to say. 2 of Cups is like that, it's whatever's coming in, benefits you, but it aligns really well. I want to say that there's going to end up being a reciprocity here, because I feel like initially you're going to be like, I've got nothing to add to this, but you've got something. It's like, whether this situation pours into your cup, so therefore you can pour some of your cup into another situation, or there's a person coming in and they're like, I'm going to give to you, and I know that eventually I'll benefit from giving to you. Or it's like, you've got what I need and I've got what you need. It's kind of like that situation, like that. I keep saying situation. Why is that the word of the day? Because it's annoying. We got the 8 of Wands, which is exceptionally fast, because it's almost like it's being pushed and shoved and sped up by spirit. You will get the communication on that. We have the Death card, which is about the rebirth, because we got here, she's very pregnant in this situation. I think you're already in the death process. I think the death process has already occurred. Like that's what the 5 of Pentacles is talking about. You're sitting waiting for that rebirth. You're like, okay, it's that 3-day period. Like we're gonna use the analogy in the story of Jesus Christ, where he dies and then he's resurrected 3 days later, because he's down in the underworld fighting things, right? I understand that that's a story that not everybody subscribes to. I'm just using it as a metaphor, an analogy, whatever you call it. So you're in it's like fighting the demon within to have belief that the rebirth is going to happen, right? When there's a pause after the removal or death of something, waiting on that resurrection is painful. It can be painful. It can be scary. It's going to nitpick and point out all of your fears. It's going to bring all of that back up. And maybe that's the entire point is, you know, if we had a rebirth immediately as the death process happened, or right after the death process, would we really be purged of everything? There's something about, just as with any real passing of somebody, at some point, the grief process needs to occur, the grieving of that. And so you can look at this like the grieving, like it is the pulling up of and the purging of every fear that's remnant, that's left in your subconscious. And that's where the wisdom and the strength comes into play. And then we've got the Star card, which it's healing whatever comes up. It's like, again, we hear these stories, right? Of people who received their big break just like a week before they were going to be evicted, or just when they were having to move out of something, or just when they were blah, 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 right? On the verge of something. You know, some people go through a health crisis and come out the other side with knowing what their purpose is, and being able to create that, and having the wherewithal and the fortitude and the drive and motivation to do so. The singular focus from that, right? And while we shouldn't need, and I think society is going to start going towards a place where we don't have to have something so emergent and excruciating, right? That we don't have to have something beautiful birthed from pain, even though any woman could tell you it's painful. But something, yeah, it's like they're showing me a tube of toothpaste, right? Where it's like somebody is squeezed, like they are like rolling the last little bit out before they get the new one, right? It is it's exhausting all, I don't know why I want to say exhausting all means. There's something about that, the removal of any fear that could tarnish when this comes in. Because it's like we don't want, you know, so I'm thinking, I'm over here, I'm listening to the Spirit say this, I'm like, really? Because I feel like this could re-traumatize somebody, or this could refuel a belief in a fear. And I think they're saying that's where the wisdom and the strength are supposed to come into play. Is like this, the last ditch effort to ensure that fear can never consume how you speak, how you react, how you move forward anytime that comes up. Because they are definitely talking about that here with like the forces of nature favor you, and they're like, like you don't have to worry about it. Your secrets are safe. Like this doesn't have to be public. I feel like somebody is used to like putting things out there. I want to say like somebody's used to when things are going wrong. You know those people that like to play that they don't play it, but like in every conversation, it's the woe is me. It's the my bad is worse than your bad, and it's like they put all their fucking information out there. You're like, I did not need to know all of that. And then when things work out just fine or things get better, like people will get to the point where they're like, okay, I can always expect that from you, so I really don't want to be there for you anymore because you're going to over dramatize. And I'm not saying shit's not difficult or hard for some of these people, but they will literally make it where they push people away. Like you don't have to let everybody know what's going on. I don't know why I want to harp on that. It's like somehow keeping your mouth shut is important at this point. And people always think, oh, it's like, don't let people know when you're in the down, because fuck, that's when they're going to attack. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's when they will pull out their manipulation tactics and the, oh, I can rescue you, so therefore I have power and control over you. I'm not telling people to not ask for help. It is, be aware of who and what you're saying what to when you're in this energy. And be aware of who and what you're saying, or what you're saying to yourself and convincing yourself of, because it's going to impact your actions. Like when major shit happens in your life, Spirit needs to know, and you need to be able to approach that without exacerbating the circumstances, over amplifying, victimizing, and blowing things out of proportion. You have to be able to attack or move forward and address things in a tempered manner, where your emotions do not consume your actions. They do not consume how you see the situation or how you make your decisions to move forward. That's very important for this. Because this is the kind of thing where it's like somebody would get what they need and waste that shit because they're so, like, that's the same type of person that does that shit. You know what I mean? They're not very strategic, which is probably why they've caught up in this loop. Some days I just don't feel like I articulate and deliver the message very well, but there's something about something coming up from this that will, but it's also like whatever comes in will help to heal this as well, right? It'll help ease the pain of that death process and the pain that comes along with the birth of it, of something new. Da, 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 tower. Tell us about the tower moment. Okay, things are just spinning. I'm actually going to pull from a different deck. My new era elements. Tell me about the tower. Yep, so you can rebuild something else that is more solid and reflective of who you are. That's what the Hierophant's all about, is creating structures within your life to reflect your belief systems and reflect who you truly are. Seven of Wands. It's creating something that's reflective of your worth. Okay, let's see here. Chariot. Let's take a look at this really quick because they're showing me some things. Like in this tower, do you notice that it's like I swear to God, Mercury retrograde. I have never in my life had so much difficulty during a retrograde, for the love of God. This tower is not crumbling down. This structure is actually very sound, but the tower is purging the contents from within it. This purge can feel like a tower moment right now. And they're like, be careful, don't act on that. Don't allow that to dictate how you move. So it's not so much that something is actually going to blow up in your life. It is, this moment is meant to purge something. It does not make a person feel any better, just FYI in your spirit. I think you're meant to get rid of that freeze mode. Somebody fawns or freezes. Because the Eight of Swords is all about mental entrapment. Like, you are the thing that stops yourself. And I think, because we got it coming out right next to the Chariot, which is all about moving forward. It's your tactics. It's what you choose to do in life and how you handle situations. It's your coping mechanism that they're bringing up right now. So whatever is occurring right now, where you feel like something's very emergent, it's almost as if when you're able to master your coping mechanism, because bravery, the Seven of Wands, is all about how you choose to, it's about your self-worth, your self-love, your self-respect, and setting your boundaries and implementing those boundaries, upholding those things, standing in your truth and your power. And it's like, under no circumstances, handing that away to anybody else or any other situation. It is taking the steps and the moves to create a life like that. Using those, God damn, I swear, it's like using that. It's not a coping mechanism. I swear to you right now, this is annoying the living shit out of me. It's not the it's using those, I want to say tactics. It's using that approach to life, to your life, to all the ins and outs that you will encounter, that will give you the fucking momentum. This is how you make sure shit happens in your life, no matter what. Like, you take charge, you move forward like the rhino spirit, right? You've got to get your head and your mind, your mind and your heart together. You've got to get your masculine and your feminine. You've got to get your human and your soul. Every aspect needs to be on the same page. They want you to get rid of this subconscious response. And it's like you'll find yourself in these continuous, supposedly feeling like emergent situations where you keep, it's like little fires that you're constantly having to put out. And it's like one right after the other. And it's like, because you freeze, you either check out, you disassociate, or you surrender, you give up automatically because you're just like, oh, well. And they're like, you know, this next chapter, you're not going to be able to do that. like, whatever is meant to come into you, you've got to have the fucking wherewithal to not allow minor fires or mishaps or anything else like that to stop you in your tracks. So if you're wondering, like, why are we here yet again? Why is this happening? Hermit. That you don't need rescuing, that you can make shit happen. You can create the life that you want. You can. You can do that. Because, you know, again, Spirit's not, it's getting rid of fucking codependence in your life. It's not about not asking for help. Spirit completely understands we don't operate in a vacuum, constantly encourages us to ask for help when needed, but it's this need to be rescued. It's this idea that I need to be rescued and that Spirit or somebody else is going to rescue me when I'm not willing to take the steps in my fucking life and to get rid of the things internally to me, my coping mechanisms and my responses to shit in life that stop me from creating the fucking life that I want external to me, that stops me from standing in my power and executing my boundaries and ensuring my success through follow through, drive, all of that. You've encountered a lot of circumstances to constantly place you in a situation where you, because of your internal motivation and your drive and your refusal to surrender, Fawn, and just give up to the situation or circumstance, or your refusal to freeze. It's like Spirit's trying to help you get out of that automatic response that's deep-seated within you. And it's showing you that you do have the capacity to do it on your own. It's a change in the energy is what it is. It's the change in, it's almost like Spirit's like, we won't let anything ungodly horrible happen to you, but you've got to work on and work through this knee-jerk automatic response to any difficulty. And I think that comes from having been in the hermit mode for so long. It's like a fear almost, or a crippling internal response that we've got the Knight of Wands, which is, I feel like, really more describing you. It is taking action. Now, sometimes, this is a part of some of your response. I think that you have been operating in extremes, where either your guard is up so fucking much that that's where you get into this fawning and freezing, right? Like, you're just too afraid to make the wrong move. You're too afraid of what might happen. You feel like everything is more than you can handle. And so it's your protection method. And so you do that. Or Knight of Wands, you get so fed up of being in this energy, then you do something rash and impulsive. That's what they're talking about. Because the Knight of Wands can be that rash and impulsive individual that does things without thinking things completely through, or it's like you freeze for so long that then you, you know, and so you don't take that logical, tempered, paced approach to something. And they're like, the freedom that you seek is within you. You've got to start employing your intuition. You're relying too heavily on your ego and your mental capacity to see. It's all based upon what you see around you. You're seeing fears, you're seeing something in your environment, in your life, and it causes you to freeze. And you're not acting. Even when you know how to act on something, you feel like you're frozen, like you can't in this moment, so just come save me, and then I'll take action towards it. And it's like maybe through, I feel like somebody feels like they're taking small steps, and they really aren't, because it's this energy. It's yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And it's creating a lack of flow in life. There's inconsistency in your response, in your actions. That's why they keep using the word paced. Paced. A more tempered, paced approach. But your financial freedom and just your independence will come from utilizing your intuition, because you're using your logic. Like they want you to be realistic about what can and can't be done. But it's also like you are only allowing your subconscious and your ego to respond to external factors. And what I want to say is the true financial independence that you're seeking is going to come from following your intuition and your inner guidance, not from your baser subconscious responses to external stimuli and factors. Okay, so let's ask really quick before we go. We want to know something about, let's get back to, where'd you go? This whole King of Cups, because we're asking about the here and now, and it's like, okay. And if you were like, what do I got to do? I feel like their response is, you need to get a hold of this fight, flight, or freeze, and this start or stop, and this whatever response you've got when something like this occurs. Like, you need to get that shit under control. That's what you got to fucking do. You just got to paying attention to your intuition, and not just your fucking two eyes that want to sit there in your subconscious fears, that the circumstances are favorable for you, but you this inconsistent response and energy and the freezing and everything else like that is working against you. So you need to purge that shit, okay? That's what you can be doing right now. Get that shit under control. And then this Seven of Pentacles, where something's going to break ground, right? The Three of Wands is going to happen. How does that impact the here and now? How does that impact the here and now? The King of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. So they're bringing me to Golden Universal. I'm going to try to get up here to, let's put this over here. What you're wanting, what you're desiring. Okay, we get that. What's that got to do with right now, though? Okay, that popped in my hands. Because Spirit's trying to get you there. Spirit's trying to get you to what it is that you desire. They're guiding you. You really got to pay attention to that guidance, though, instead of the fear mongering that's coming up within. So is this King of Cups and Knight of Pentacles going to happen now. That was on the split that I chose not to whatever is coming towards you is going to satisfy what it is that you're desiring. It is going to be enough to be healing for this situation. And it is going to, we have the Two of Cups, we're like, this situation might benefit others as well. But immense joy and happiness. What is the Knight of Pentacles then? And like, again, you're just the balancing of the scales, whatever balances the scales for you. It's funny because like I want to be like, is it showing up today? Like that's the whole point of this. Like is this something? And they're like, you know what? We're not going to answer that. You can take care of your, you need to address your own damn energy right now, okay? Like you're waiting for us to tell you, yeah, it's going to show up today in order for you to feel better, and you need to get that shit together yourself. This is Spirit calling someone the fuck out. That's not the words, but whatever. Your wish, your desire, your dream, the path will open up for that. One that you're going to thoroughly enjoy. So sometimes we think that the way we can address a current situation or circumstance is through means that's going to be like, I hate this, I really don't want to do this, but I got to do this. And they're like, it doesn't have to be that way. It can be through what you find enjoyable. I heard before it's too late. Like somebody's asking before it's too late. Change. Wee doggy, that almost came out, but it didn't, so I'm going to let it sit. Oh, shit. I didn't realize that had flipped, guys. Okay. Yeah. This lack, this poverty, this feeling left out, a change is going to happen to bring in what you wish. What's going to happen today, though? As we're talking about the here and now, just letting us know what's happening today. Okay, you know what? I don't trust that one because I dropped that. I need one more card for that one. It's a little bit... It's funny. These have no energy on them. Like none. I'm going to put these back. I'm going to pull from Lenormand. I did get for somebody support from a loved one. But like, that's a little weird. I mean, nothing. Like nothing is coming from that. So what's going to happen today? Let's give foresight and prediction as to the energies for today. Okay, so community card comes up again. This is either social, people you can connect with, support networks, support systems. Yeah, same the two that I put over here. It's like getting help and support from people that love you or people that really care about you. This could be friends, it could be family. It could even be like a community resource that ends up stepping in to help. So there's a person that you are not aware of that can be of some assistance. We've got the gentleman, masculine energy coming in. Like the messenger card is either sending a message or someone actually arriving. And when it comes out with the cloudy, it's like there's an individual, again, feels very supportive. I heard adjacent. So it's like somebody that you would, a contemporary, somebody you would feel like is a contemporary, but someone that can be of assistance. But with the cloud, like the clouds here, that means you don't know them. You're not aware of them. This isn't somebody that's like, you know. And you can stop beating yourself up, is what I heard. Like, I feel like you are just, through multiple facets, you're feeling like you're beating yourself up because you're in this situation. You're feeling like shit because you feel like you've allowed yourself to get into this situation. So I guess like whoever this is that can be of some type of assistance, this could be anything from some type of proposal or offer in regards to like work or resources or something that ends up being the answer to this emergent situation or the situation that you feel is like very drastic. And it's trustworthy, like it's very supportive and nurturing. Like whatever this is would be very good for you, beneficial. And it's like you can quit even just the energy that you're harboring of something always feeling like it's greater than you. That gets to stop. That gets to stop. So whatever this is allows that to go away, allows that feeling to go away. And again, gives you the opportunity to recuperate and start making, give yourself some time and then start making steps and decisions on how to move forward where fear is not the underlying current driving your actions. Yes, it's something very reliable, something you can trust. This person, this situation, this offer, you can trust it. Okay. Alrighty. All right, well, I hope this was beneficial and helps in some capacity. Now you know what Spirit is expecting of you. And what you can bring to this situation to make things easier overall, to keep things in the flow. All right, I hope you have a fantastic and wonderful day.